What's going on? It's me, What If I'm Finny, back on the videos. Today I'm doing What If, well actually, starters, if you hear any, sounds in the background, it's either my fan or the construction work going on outside. And this is what if Deku was, Elizabeth's son, and if you're wondering who I'm talking about as Elizabeth Afron. You heard me. I have done the most unthinkable thing and done this video. Oh god, I'm gonna regret this. So what I'm doing is changing the timeline up a bit. Elizabeth doesn't die until like she's sorry, Elizabeth doesn't get scooped into a circus baby. I think that's what it's called. I'm not that familiar with Five Nights at Freddy's, as probably I should be to do this video. But I know enough to make some videos on it, so yeah, that's good. Basically, I'm gonna change it so she gets scooped inside circus baby to when she's 21. And she has a child at 19. That child's Deku. And yeah. And if you're wondering who the dad is, it's All For One. And Deku, basically he lives with his dad now, All For One. And Elizabeth's quirk was, I'm gonna say, like, God damn my nose. I'm gonna say it was something like, I don't know, like, I'm gonna say it's like, it was like Momo's creation, but better, like, she could create anything. And there was no side effects. It didn't take the lipids from her body. But, well, there was side effects, but, basically, she gets drained of stamina. She gets energy drained if she uses it too much. Like, if she uses it for too long, like, let's say, like, 5 hours straight, she's gonna need a nap for, like, at least 6 to 7 hours. And that's the only really drawback to the quirk. But if she trains her, quirks, yeah. Deku will have that, and he'll actually have All For One. And what's gonna happen is Elizabeth is the only one that gets killed in the Afron family. Except Chris. Like, because, actually no, Chris can stay. Chris is a good boy, so, he can live. So, that's good. I'll make them all living as animatronics, like how William Springtrap. I'm gonna make Mike. I'm gonna make Mike. What's his name? Nightmare Freddy, but with Ennard inside of him. Lizzie's gonna be Circus Baby, and pretty sure in the actual FNAF, that Chris was Phantom Freddy. Or Nightmare, like Phantom Freddy, I think that was. Yeah, and all that happens, it just gets delayed. But Deku's last name is now Afron. And, well, if you want to know why I have this picture, simple reasons. This is his animatronic form. Actually, no. I'm gonna make the Afron's family have a quirk called animatronics, and yeah. Deku was born with 2 quirks, All for One and animatronics. This is an animatronic form. That is the strongest animatronic form. But some of the traits of his animatronic form come over to his normal human form. Deku's eyes, in this one you can see they're red and blue. That's like what his eyes are. And Deku's how do I say this? Deku's skin, you see where that flame comes out on the picture? Yeah? Well, yeah. Basically, his Deku's whole body is hotter than a normal human's, but like not to a bad stage. It's more like Actually, no. I'm gonna make it so I can control his body temperature. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna take a drink. Pardon me. Oh yes, and his animatronic gives him the ability to teleport even when he's in his human form. So anyway, let's get into this. Deku is 5, so that means like, let me do some math here. God, I'm not good with maths, especially when the construction work is putting me way off my game at maths. That means Elizabeth should be like 24 years old. Sorry, I'm not good at maths. And it's way harder with the construction in the background. And I'm gonna say like I didn't even know how old William is. I just made up a random age for Elizabeth. Chris will be like, I'm gonna say Chris is gonna be 2 years younger than Elizabeth, so that means he's gonna be 22. Anyway, he goes over to their house. Oh yes, and Clara is ballerina, I think it is called. Don't know. Sorry that I left out Clara before. When I was saying all the animatronics and people in animatronics. And So Deku goes over to his grandparents' house where Mike and it's Christmas and Deku's going over to his grandparents' house, which is just Williams and Kara's house. And for Deku's birthday, for Christmas, Deku wanted to see their animatronics forms. And he sees them and they start crying and they transform out of it and they go like, "We didn't mean to scare you," and he went like, "No, they're so beautiful," he says, like with a great smile, like the smile that All Might has. But then Deku sees Williams and it looks exactly like Springtrap, all destroyed, damaged and everything, and the animatronics' physical bodies are not connected to the human bodies. So basically, basically, something you do to the animatronic doesn't happen to the human. And whatever the animatronic was wearing last, it will wear when it transformed again. Think of it kind of like as Aaron's Titan. It will just whoosh out of nowhere. And then Deku goes up to William, and since he's like 5, even though he's 5, he's like really smart in engineering and everything. He's like really, really smart. And then just by like first glance, he also has by this time he has a quirk called glance. Basically, what if he can glance at something and he can know everything about it. He glances at the Springtrap form, and then he goes, oh yes, and by the way, in this timeline, William doesn't have Glitch Trap. Glitch Trap will be with William and Deku will have Glitch Trap. Well, Deku will have I'm gonna say Ultimate Grand Glitch Trap. No, I'm not gonna call it that actually. I'm gonna say Glitch Trap had a son, and now that's going after Deku. Well, looking after Deku. I like how Glitch Trap looks after William in this one. But actually no, Deku will have Glitch Trap, but he'll and William won't. Okay, that's how it's gonna be. Deku also has something called Stop Time, Super Speed. Sorry, it's Super Speed he has, but you can also stop time with it. And he turns all of them off, seeing that all of them look like they need a makeover. And then Deku gives them a makeover, like new clothes, and repairs any damage on them. That takes like an hour for like every single one of them except for Springtrap, and Springtrap takes like 2 hours alone. And then Deku powers him back on, and he goes like, "I hope you like the work I did." And he says, "Merry Christmas." And then William just looks at him, like looks at himself in the mirror, and he goes like, "Holy crap! This kid is a genius. This kid must be saved. This kid's smile must be protected." No, I'm not going to do that. But Deku, William just hugs. All of them just hug him, and he goes, and they go like, "Thank you." And by the way, Chris still has the nightmares. And then Deku goes up to Chris, and he goes like, "Uncle Chris, God, I can't believe I'm doing this. What if still?" He goes like, "Uncle Chris, are you still having the nightmares?" And he goes like, "Yes." And he goes like, "Okay, bring me them show me to them 2 damn bears." And And basically actually no, Deku has the nightmares as well, so Deku can see them. And he just grumpily walks up to them, rolls up his sleeves and goes like, "Leave him alone! He's such a nice, kind and caring man! How dare you!" And then I'm gonna say like Golden Fredbear and like Phantom Fredbear, I think it's called. I don't know what they are, but what they're called, but yeah. And they go like, "Holy, this kid's stick is 5, and he's already acting like he's 5. He's already acting like he's a mature 15-year-old." And then they go like, "What if we don't?" And then Deku transforms into this form, and he goes like, "I'll kill you." And Chris sees this, and he goes like, "Such a kind person." And then Deku says, then Deku walks up to his uncle Chris, and he goes like, "You should be fine now." And he just gives Deku a little pat on the head. And basically, Deku likes to solve problems and help out his family. He's a family man. So, yeah. God damn it. And Deku, I forgot to mention All For One is there as well. And All For One is a family man as well. Like, All For One is, like, will help out his family, and doesn't resort to villainy anymore. He was the world's greatest villain, but, in the last battle, he goes to All Might, "I shall change, so I can be a better man and repent for my sins." And All Might just stands there shocked. And yeah, when he says that, but that's really what happened. Goddamn construction, please stop. Anyway, oh yeah, Deku's gonna be a genius, like, because as I said, he has a quirk named Glance. He also has a quirk that gives him super strength. He has Muscular's quirk. He has, super speed quirk, as I said. He has, warp, quirk. Basically what that quirk does is allow him to warp anywhere, and for, like, he has his own dimension where he can store stuff, and if you're wondering, and if it's in his dimension, he can do anything in his dimension. Basically, if you don't understand what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to make him have an unlimited blade works, okay? But outside of his dimension, anything that is that, basically, think of it as Shiro Emiya's unlimited blade works, but not just for swords. Oh yes, and he can copy things and take it out of his dimension. Deku has clones. And Deku has, I'm gonna say he has, I don't know. If you guys want him to have any other quirks, please let me know in the comment section below. But Deku will have this quirk. This quirk is called Infinite Courage. Now this quirk would not be mine because I made a rule in my video, one of my previous videos, about anything that had infinity in it would be I would have it if I was in the anime. But I wouldn't have this one because honestly, well, I mean, I could see myself having it, but I mean, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't give it to myself. I don't think I deserve it. And yeah, but basically what this does is make him always stick up for what's right, and he'll always have the courage to do what's right and do what's needed. And then Deku has a quirk called Luck. Basically, it just makes him really lucky. Oh yes, and he does have a stock piling quirk that for strength, just like kind of like the quirk that fused with, just kind of like one for all, but better. This one's better. Because even though it was his father's at first, basically what happened was this one is the exact same as One for All, but on several levels of steroids, I guess. Basically, whenever you pass it to a user, it gets about, you know how it went from first user to 9 users strong? Yeah, it gets basically that strong, that much stronger when you pass it on just one time. But add another wielder, like 10 wielders of One for All, then put it in. That's just one of the wielders. That's how much stronger they would get. The quirk would get. Yeah. Oh, and Deku also has aerodynamics. Basically, he can just move in the air. Yeah. God, I'm babbling so much. Deku is, I'm gonna say, Deku is 7 when, his father goes away on a business trip, and, and it said that he was in a plane crash, and that they think he's dead because they couldn't find his body. And Deku goes like, no, he can't be dead. I won't let him. And then Deku goes, he teleports to his father. Like, even if it was just a body, like a dead body, he could still teleport to it, just so you know. He teleports to it, and he sees that All Might and All for One, All Might and his dad are fighting. And then Deku just goes like, like his god state, I'm gonna call it. Like, he becomes so almighty and powerful that even gods fear him. And then he grabs both their fists, and he goes like, both of you should stop. No, he goes like, I suggest both of you stop before I make you. And then All Might's going like, how is a kid this strong? He goes like, Oh yes, and by the way, Deku can take One for All. And that's what he does, he takes One for All. he goes like, you are now quirkless, he says to All Might. He goes like, I have taken your quirk one for all. He goes like, so you have All for One? He goes like, no, I have a stronger version of All for One. And I am All for One's son. And this is on TV, by the way. Like, legitimate on TV. Like, he says that, and now everyone knows he's All for One's son. And he says, but I'm not a villain. And I don't like he says, I don't like the fact that my dad was a villain. But he's proved that he can change. He has stopped villainy, and he has stopped being a villain, and he has stopped other villains from being other people from going down the path of villainy, and stop villains in the act. I think that's enough to give him at least a second chance to try and do good. And they go like, I mean, true, but he's committed so many crimes. And he goes like, yes, I know. He goes, and then Deku's All for One says, that I'm willing to give up if you will if you make sure. God damn, I can't speak today. If you can guarantee me that he will be safe. And he goes like, if you do that, we can guarantee that he will be safe. And yeah. Don't mind that. Anyway, guys, bye-bye.